malupagani supono wayo Israeli tanda zoyetu kosi sikelela.
Hello, my name is Leroy Thompson, and welcome to another fascinating episode of Africa Today. In studios with us today is a very honored guest of our show. We're quite excited about this. We have Mr. Nelson Mandela with us today, former leader of the African National Congress, and, of course, also former leader of the country of South Africa. Welcome, Mr. Mandela.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here today.
Well, we are indeed thrilled to have you with us. We have several questions for you tonight, sir.
For sure.
Great. Let's go ahead and begin then. First, sir, what was it like growing up in South Africa during the apartheid era?
I was born on July 18, 1918 in Mwezo, South Africa, and I was definitely a part of the apartheid area. It was very difficult for me because I grew up facing many racial issues and discrimination every day of my life.
I can imagine those were very difficult times, Mr. Mandela, as a child, for sure.
Indeed,
Yes.
they were.
So, you eventually became a member of the African National Congress. What role did you play in that organization?
Well, I was leader of the Youth League under the ANC, and I helped order campaigns, labor strikes, and protests to defy the unjust laws at the time.
So you were clearly one of the leaders against the government at that time.
At a very young age.
At a very young age, yes, because you were still a youth yourself at that point.
Yeah.
Fantastic, yes. Now, the African National Congress, it was accused by many around the world of being a communist organization. How do you respond to that? Is that a valid criticism of the African National Congress?
It is true that the ANC supported communist ideas, but the Western democracies turned their backs on us for a long time. We had no other choice, and at the time we were trying to seek justice and freedom, and we'd do anything to gain our rights.
I see, so you felt you had to go that route.
Yes, there was no other option.
Very good. You were arrested for your involvement with the ANC. You were sent off to an island called Robben Island. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience?
Well, life was very hard on Robben's Islands because I was chose that I was not allowed to speak or talk and share my political beliefs at the time.
So much hardship during those years, yes.
But yet still I had an education program and taught many of the prisoners there, even yet being told not to do that.
Risking your life, I would suppose.
Yes.
Yes, okay. What events eventually led to your release from prison?
Well, many of the world started to notice the brutality and racism going on in South Africa, and many other peoples while I was in prison, like Steve Biko, fought for us, and many of the world started to open their eyes and realize that we need to do something.
Okay, so there were other leaders in the movement and world protests, very good. You became, after your release from prison, you became the first president, the first black president, I'm sorry, of South Africa. What did you think was your greatest struggle during that time?
That South Africa as a whole needed to overcome racial separation at the time, because having a racial war throughout many years, my biggest difficulty, I think, was bringing together all races of people.
I see. What do you think has been your greatest impact, or perhaps we could say your legacy, that you left for the world?
Is that everyone deserves equal rights, and that nobody should be looked upon or discriminated against their race or color.
I see. Now, all these years later, 2017 now, do you feel full equality has been gained by Africans?
No, not really.
Really? Why do you say that, sir?
Because there's very many poverty areas in Africa, and there's many areas where there are uneducated people, and there's a huge gap in wealth going on right now in Africa, and we still need people to speak out for these people.
So perhaps we could go back to your days in the ANC. You and your other members would often yell a word, Amanda. Can you tell us what that means?
It means power.
Amanda. Well, very good. That's all. This is Leroy Thompson again for Africa Today.
Once again, thank you.
Thank you. Amanda.